Hey there, I'm Zoot Java. Today I'd like to talk about, well, a couple of things. I'm going to start off with Fatty Arbuckle. I know a lot of you out there are thinking, who the hell is Fatty Arbuckle? Well, you can look him up online and see. I'll just quickly tell you, Fatty Arbuckle was a silent film actor, and he was one of the highest paid silent film actors of the day. And he had a party in San Francisco at one point, much like you would expect one of those old Hollywood parties to be, just raucous and crazy. And it was at a hotel. During which time, there was a girl there of ill repute, as they would say, who was trying to be an actress. Somebody had performed a function on her that was not, shall we say, polite. And eventually she wound up dying from this. um, Apparently it was a icicle or something that had been used, but of course it had to be sensationalized into a Coke bottle and then a champagne bottle. It doesn't really matter. The woman died, and that's unfortunate. The other part about this is Fatty Arbuckle was then put on trial in a number of ways, shall we say. He was put on trial for murder or attempted murder or homicide, whatever. And he also was put on trial in the newspapers. And I'm bringing this up for an extremely important reason. Let's start off with, he ended up being acquitted of all these charges and therefore has to be treated as an innocent person. From all that I know about Fatty Arbuckle, and I actually do like silent films, a lot of people who would work with him said he was a very nice person, very kind person. Not the sort of person who would be doing such a horrible act. Now, you never know, right? However, he was not found guilty, but his films were taken down. He wasn't allowed to work. A lot of that was because of the Hayes Commission. Look into William Hayes. He was the guy who censored the living daylights out of the movie industry. Hayes Commission. And so the thing about this is he's found not guilty. He is ruined because his whole, so basically this is almost like your original cancel culture at work. And it was extremely unfortunate. My grandmother grew up in South Dakota, so she had been reading nothing but American newspapers. Randolph Hearst saw this as a great way to sell newspapers, and they sensationalized the daylights out of this all the way through the trial and everything, just painting Arbuckle in the worst possible fashion. And he didn't care. He loved it because it sold apparently more newspapers, I think, than the sinking of the Lusitania. And let's face it, these are your original clicks. Okay? So when I say that, this is the news of today is no better than what happened there. I pointed out my grandmother growing up in South Dakota. She was listening to the news, reading the newspapers, and she believed all this garbage. that had been printed in there about Arbuckle. To the day she died. This act took place in, I believe, the 1920s. I don't know the exact date, but it was in the 1920s sometime. It was in silent films, right? And I still remember as a kid, my father would say, you know, Mom, like he was innocent, like they found him innocent. And she thought he was just the most despicable human being on the planet, even though he had been found innocent. So the news know they can destroy people, they can ruin people, and they love it. They can make your life worthless, and it'll last. All they got to do is put that little seed in your head. It'll grow. Problem is, there are people out there who have a little integrity, and I have a little integrity. I don't think that you should be destroying people for no particular reason. I don't think you should do it at all. There's no reason to do this or anything like this. Cancel culture, it doesn't do anything positive at all. Nothing. The person who gets you ruined goes off thinking that they're wonderful. They've done a great thing. And all they've done is ruined a person. Or maybe more than that. They may have ruined the person's family also. But they don't care. They're selfish. I bring this up because I'm looking at it today. And in the United States, because of what happened with GameStop, everybody is slandering all these Reddit users who had gone and bought up the stock and had it soaring off into oblivion, leaving the is it hedge funds or the mutual fund people? Anyway, it doesn't matter. You know who it is. He left them holding the bag. They were screwed. They never foresaw anybody having enough intelligence to be able to think this out on their own, get people together, and jump in and play their own game and use it against them. But it happened. And now they are using the media to paint these people in the worst possible light. They are calling them far-right extremists. They're calling them Nazis, everything like that. Excuse me. The problem is that nobody likes them. Nobody. See, what the government loved doing, what the media like doing, is pitting one side against the other. You can't do that here. Everybody hates you. Everybody hates rich people. I know this because I actually defend rich people. Crazy, I know, especially when I'm broke. But depending on what it is, I will defend the rich people, depending on what the argument is. Now, what's going on here is you've got politicians, and all they keep doing when they're trying to get elected is they're saying, we'll just tax the billionaires, tax the billionaires. We're going to put in a special tax that's going to affect the billionaires. They can go ahead and say this all they want because they know in the end there's no possible way that they're going to be able to tax the billionaires. They're not going to get all the money out of the billionaires. These people are not stupid. They didn't become billionaires by walking down the street with their finger up their nose. They know what they're doing, and they know how to hang on to their money. So what you've got is people on the right, people on the left, people right up the center, hating billionaires. Media, who is now trying to just make it an all right wing thing, it doesn't matter. The left hate the billionaires too. So they're loving this. They are left, right, center. Everybody is loving these people getting it shoved in their nose because they're making money off of you at all times. But now, when it screws up and it goes against them, ooh, well, that's different. Now that somebody's making the money off of me, now that somebody is taking the money out of my wallet, that's different. We got to do something about that. We have to go and say that in the United States, they want Biden to have a czar of, I believe it's truth? Something to that effect. That's what it boils down to. In other words, you're not going to be able to say anything unless it's approved by this czar. Funny that they would use it as the term czar when it's turning into a complete and utter communist nation anyways. And who's to say what's true and isn't, because everything that I've been seeing on the mainstream media has been getting progressively stupid. Pack of lies. They're lying to everybody. Look at this here. They're now saying, oh, everybody's buying up silver because of this right-wing group. Well, if you check your Reddit, they're saying don't buy silver. Thing is, they've got a pile of silver. You buy it, you'll drive the price up. They'll cash in at the inflated rate. They'll make a bundle of money, pay off that ridiculous thing that happened with GameStop, and they're going to be back to normal. And you'll be left holding the bag. That's what this is all about. So they want to look into people floating lies on the internet. That's a really funny thing, because I found that people predictably have been coming to the internet because they want the truth and they are not getting it from the news. They are getting it from people who are looking into it. You know, there's some crackpots out there, granted, but there's a lot of people out there that are just trying to get the word of the truth to everyone. In Canada, they want to censor everything. Same thing, only it's a different reason. They always just look for a reason as to why they want to restrict your speech. Here it is to see to it that they want to get offensive speech off the internet. Who's to say what's offensive? Excuse me. And there's already laws against hate speech. You don't need to apply more to the internet. It's already there. So this is a pack of lies. They just want to control everything that you say, everything that you think. They're disgraceful. Anyhow, just a little thought, a little something for you to kind of mull over. And anyhow, it just makes you think, you know. Welcome to the 21st century, where deleting history is more important to people than learning from it. Not so much a joke, a little bit of a trick to ponder on. Anyhow, please like and subscribe. There is a massive purge going on out there, so the more you do this, the more you help me out, the more you help other other content creators out. Smash that thumb, smash that like button, subscribe. Share my content on all your social media, because I'm getting censored like crazy from all the usual suspects, and I need everybody's help, and I appreciate it. So Until later, have a Java on Zoot.